Yeah, put a pin in it and hit our hype man.
Everyone,
Oh,
would you please welcome to the Putting You Over podcast the new Fist Combat Heavyweight Champion, Brandon Gatson.
What's up?
what's up? Well,
You guys hear me?
yeah, you hear us? We're good.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Awesome.
How y'all doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man.
I'm gonna apologize now. I'm gonna get my water intake in, so you'll see me do that a lot.
I
But
should follow suit.
yeah, right? Yeah. I can never have too much water. I usually have little Propel packets in here just to give it flavor, but I ran out of those last week, so whatever.
Are you able to do it without them?
Yeah,
Is it that much? Is it real tough? You don't have them?
not really, but I have to have ice, lots and lots of ice. My wife drinks room temperature water. I can't do that.
I can't either.
Yeah, mine's got to be ice cold.
It's rough. It's like it's not even like quenching my thirst when it's room temperature.
I don't. She's a weirdo. That's what I tell her. First of all, thanks for taking your time joining the show tonight. So that's awesome. What would you be doing if you didn't come on tonight?
Same thing I'm doing now. I'm chilling for about another hour before I go into work. Work a graveyard shift. So I usually start at 8 or 9 and till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
What you do?
I mix TV spots and movie trailers for Sony Pictures.
My favorite thing in the world, movie trailers. Have you for Sony Pictures, you said?
Yeah. Well, I work for a company called New Wave Entertainment. We're contracted through Sony, and we take care of all of Sony's releases and stuff.
Yeah, movie trailers are my favorite.
Oh yeah, they're a blast to work on. It's fun to kind of see, behind the scene and like before it's finished, and just different stages of the process. It's really cool to like see how it all comes together.
So you've basically been in the quote unquote entertainment aspect of things in one way or another your entire life.
Yeah, it's all I know, man. It's funny because at the place I'm at now where I'm mixing, I wasn't always mixing. I was actually manager of the mailroom, kind of production assistant for whatever. And I had taken a break from wrestling, and I had realized that like wrestling is like my creative outlet. It's as an artist being in the entertainment industry, just like I used to have music. I was producing music, singing and all that stuff, but it was like wrestling has always been that one that's been there since the get-go.
Lets you escape.
Yeah, it's fun to go out there, tell a story, paint a picture, and just make the fans happy, man. It's a blast. I love being on stage.
Yeah, I heard somewhere along the line you were doing some like skit or acting, maybe improv type stuff. I don't know, but you were doing a Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rock skit in school.
Yeah.
What did that consist of? What did that sound like?
It was my buddy was playing The Rock. He did a really corny, great impression of The Rock, and it was at a lip sync show at the high school. Okay. And in between each act, they had a skit happen. So we pitched that one, and I ran down through the crowd. So it's a big, theater at high school, nice theater room. I run all the way down through the crowd. I got a bald cap on, got the Stone Cold shirt, and I slide up on stage, tell the fans, give me a hell yeah, and I I gave him a stunner, and we fought. Like he hit me with a briefcase over the head, threw me off the stage. I take a bump off the stage. We go fight to the side of the auditorium and then out the side door. And like the guy who I started in the industry with, Jan Orstrom, Johnny Dynamite, he was in the crowd, and I'd never been to wrestling school or anything before, and he had just started. So he found me later on in the day and invited me, and then it's kind of where everything happened, dude. When she stepped foot in the ring and smiled from ear to ear, it's like
so that's way different than today's day and age, where like back then, like you said it, you got invited to wrestling
Yeah.
school, and today they're everywhere. Like you could go
Oh,
and
man.
just sign
Yeah,
up.
it's so different too. And you know, so what was that? 1998, 99.
Yeah,
It was still. I mean, it was out, right? But like the schools and stuff, it was still kind of like, yeah, you had to be invited. You didn't just go find a school, call them up, pay your tuition, and go. Like it was more of a selected few. And you know, like who we trained with, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Suicide Kid, Ricky Reyes, Rocky Romero, all those guys. Like that's who we started with. And yeah, it was way different because like you showed up, you didn't step foot in that ring until you paid your dues, put your boots on, you stretched, you did, like everything was.
yeah,
It wasn't ran as a business like schools are now. So you know, like you were tested. Like I think Bo Cooper, I think he was weighing like 300 something. Like I took a splash from the top rope from him, like my first session, and it was like, it was like, do sink or swim.
yeah,
That's how it was back then. You were tested, right? See
yeah.
if you're gonna come back. You can't do that nowadays with everything. And it's that's your money. That's the school's money. Like you're not gonna intentionally make someone leave or just to test their will.
Right.
In case they leave, that you're losing out on money. So schools are ran differently now than back then. So there's a lot of things not taught, and then also there's a lot of things not learned. They aren't learning these things by these actions, by those things where you're being tested. You pick up on things just naturally. So yeah, it's a different ball game now.
What specifically are the newer schools, the newer you know wrestlers in those schools? What are they not picking up on? What are they lacking? What's missing in wrestling today?
Mm, There's a I don't know. I feel I can't speak for everybody, but
Yeah,
I get a sense of entitlement. There's a lot of like people expecting things to be handed to them, and expecting things, expecting title shots, expect like and I mean, we trained for a year before we even had a match, and then you sit there and you job. And back, the other thing was back then it was like one show every 4 months. It
yeah,
wasn't weekly shows, and so like you really you picked up on the locker room etiquette. That's a lot of things. Locker room etiquette is huge, man. Like that isn't taught because it's just there's so many people out of touch with how it was. The whole business was built on respect. The big foundation of wrestling, professional wrestling, is respect, and it that's one of the things that's really lost.
yeah.
And yeah, just things like that. It's just kind of it evolves. It's just with the times, and all you can do is take certain people that you see or you feel has something, and you can just pass your wisdom down. And it's up to them to like hear it or not. But it's definitely. I'm sure there are still places teaching it
Right.
that have that older foundation, but there's a lot of schools out there that are like newer generation workers, and there's things that are being overlooked or that weren't taught to them.
Yeah.
Now they're not passing it along. So it's really it's not really anyone's fault. It's just we got to pick up on that and keep on pressing it to them and passing it on so it can continue.
And we need more old school rules. What is bullies? Old school rules with new school tools.
There you go.
There.
That works.
Yeah. That'll work.
I like that. That's a t-shirt right there.
That's Bully Ray's saying. But you said the entitlement thing, and what kept going through my head was I think we talked to somebody a while back. It might have been Tony Deppen. I don't remember, but he talked about like he would wrestle. He might not even get paid. Like he wouldn't even think of asking to get paid for whatever. Whereas
back when he started, not now, right?
Back when he started, like when he first got going. Yeah. Like he just wanted to wrestle.
Right.
He just wanted to be on the card, and I just kept thinking of that. It might not even been him that said it, but someone told us that. Like why would you have the nerve to even ask when you were that new? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't expect it either. What we got was free training classes, like
There you go.
training lessons at the beginning, and also that was another part of the paying your dues and stuff was ring crew.
Yeah.
That's huge, and that a lot of people don't do that either. And but like if you did ring crew, like when you were training, you would get a free lesson. Each lesson was $25, 3 hour, 4 hour class. And so I mean that helped out because me and my partner, we used to save our lunch money when we were in high school. And he had a was it a old Ford Escort? It was like 1980 something. It got like 50 miles a gallon. It was just a four banger. And I mean, all we had to do, and this was what 99. So I mean, all we had to do was put like $5 in it, and we were there and back. So it was just like finding change in the drawer, $2.50 each. We get to class and back. It was great. Good time.
So you started at a young age, right out of high school. You've been doing this for what, 20 plus years, 20 going
22.
on 22 years. I mean, and you trained in the old school way, respect. You're now passing that down as well. You did have a brief stint in the WWE. I have learned.
Yeah.
Brief.
Very brief.
Trailer size. But they were scouting you to be a ref as well, but Triple H,
Yeah.
he didn't want that.
Well, I mean, of course, it's just what you hear, the stories or what you're told. All you can go off is that, and then it's up to you to believe it or not. But no, I was we did the 3-day tryout in LA, and Scott Armstrong was like watching me and watching my footwork, and they pulled me aside and asked me, like, you have a family? Would you be willing to move? I was like, yeah, I'm, willing to talk it out. I actually still have all the emails. But so it was moving, it was progressing. And then finally at one point I hadn't checked in with them in like a week, I think. And I checked back in, and then they said they put a freeze on hiring staff, because referees are salary staff people. They're not freelancers or contractors,
Right.
So they get salary, they get health insurance, they get, their flights are paid for, all that stuff when you're a referee. So, yeah, and he said they put a freeze to hiring staff and wanted to hire performers.
Interesting.
So then that froze out, and then at that time I was thinking about, I'm like, no, I want to be a wrestler.
Right. I was gonna say, would you have taken them up? Would you
Not
have gone
then.
that route? Yeah.
In hindsight, like a year later, I'd have been like, man, I should have. I looked at Drake, and I was like, man, that probably could have been me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy where I'm at, man. I'm happy with where life is, family, and all that. And I probably I probably couldn't do a schedule like that. I wouldn't have a desire to do a schedule traveling around like that, being away that much.
Yeah. We're gonna get to you said footwork, so we're gonna get to dancing down the line here, because I know there's a lot of dancing, there's a lot of footwork. Your brother, silver medalist winner 2004 in Athens, gymnast.
Yeah.
Great stuff there. But as far as your in the ring work, for those people that have never seen, they don't even know Brian Gatson's name, never seen you. How would you describe your style, and what match would you suggest they go watch tonight after we're done?
Okay. I would. My style would be. Someone messaged me and asked me, could they show my video to their students to show them how it is to be a bigger man and be agile in the ring. So I would have to say I am a mid-sized high flyer who can kind of go whatever style we need to go. I ground and pound, go hold to hold, move for move, high flying flips, do the corkscrew, face tiger flying drop, Sasuke special. I would have to say I'm a blend, because I like to maneuver around my opponent and find out their style, mix it in with mine, and then you get a nice blend of everything.
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. I really like to tap into their style and then figure out with my moveset things I'm able to do. How can I enhance them? How can I make their stuff look good, and vice versa.
Yeah. Put them
As far as a match goes, that's a tough one, man. I'm so very critical of all my stuff.
Yeah.
That I can't be like, oh, that one was great. Like I always have.
Can always get better, right?
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing, but like when it comes up with like that type of question, I'm like, crap. Like I have some good ones from EWF with Andy Brown from last year, really good ones. That one with Jordan Oliver from GCW down in San Diego, that one was good. That's on YouTube. And then I don't know, there's some from the this last GCW event or the VXS event, but those are just like scramble matches. So it's more of just like get some moves in and
get in,
try and look as you can real quick.
When you're describing your style, I kept picturing like a Brian Cage has that. He can move. He's a big man. Oh, yeah. Well, he's a really big man now. He's a big man and he can move. So that's what I kept picturing in my head.
What's funny you say that is in FSW in Vegas. Like I think me and him, we never worked together. We worked together first time out there while ago, and like we ended up having match of the year, never working together, and so that might be a decent match to watch too. And that was when he was not the big freaking machine yet.
The machine, yeah. FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling. That's a great company.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah, those are great people.
Treat everybody nice. The locker room's great, venue's great, fans are great. It's all around. It's a great place to work.
Our hype man there, Ryan Romano, announcing you're the new Fist Combat champion. When did you snag that title?
This past weekend, Saturday.
Who'd you steal that from?
Saturday, I faced Ty Ray, who was actually one of the students at the school I help out at when I can actually get down there. He's one of the students from EWF, and he's come a long way, dude. He gave me a little run for my money. Yeah. Got a nice big gash on my tongue from biting the heck out of it. And him laying me out.
I know you got a couple shows coming up here, November 13th and the 28th, I believe.
And December 9th. Yeah.
December 9th. I don't have the December 9th one written down, so you'll have to help me with that. But the 13th is 3PWA. Do I have that correct?
Yep. 3PWA. That's it's normally in Cyprus. I think we're at a different venue this time, but defending the tag titles with Guy Cool against Jordan Clearwater, who I think you've had on.
Yeah,
before,
we had.
Right?
Great guy, yeah.
Jordan Clearwater and Mikey O'Shea. And then 28th is actually the 27th. I'm at FSW in Vegas. That hasn't been announced yet. And then the 28th, I am a GCW, right?
Yeah, I think that's LA Fights, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, LA Fights.
Right.
And then VXS is December 9th, which is out in Baldwin Park.
Ooh.
That might be another scramble match. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, Jordan. We had Jordan Clearwater on here. He's a good guy. That'd be a good match. That'd be a good tag match.
Yeah, he's great. He lives out right out here by me. We hit the gym a few times. Brian Cage lived out here by me before he moved to Vegas. We'd go to the gym sometimes too. Yeah, Jordan's a great guy.
So as I said about footwork and dancing, and I love this. This is my favorite part of the interview because it has nothing to do with wrestling. I'm a father, 3 daughters, heavily into gymnastics. They just did their first competition. Well, the middle one, it was her first competition. The older daughter, she's done a lot, but their first of the year, this weekend.
Season just started. Right.
Yeah, 7 hours. At the competition, I was there.
Those are brutal.
For sure. But there's a ton of dancing at my house. Now, your daughter, I have learned, is in a dance show competition on the Peacock Network, I believe.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. On Thursdays, it comes out on Peacock, and then on Tuesdays, it airs on E.
Ah, interesting. I'm gonna have to show. I haven't watched any of it yet. I'm gonna have to show it to my daughters. And explain who we're watching. But your daughter is on that show, a competition show.
Yeah, I'm sure your daughters know who JoJo Siwa is.
They do, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
her and her mom doing the competition. They're putting together a new girl band,
Ah, interesting.
pop group.
So your daughter's
So,
in
yeah.
that. So she dances and sings.
Yeah, she yes, dances, sings, and acts. She was just in the season 3, or I think it's season 3 of You on Netflix.
Get
I don't know if you
out! My
watched
wife's
that.
watching that right now.
Yeah, she's on there. She plays the daughter of the lady that's being stalked.
Ah, interesting.
Um,
Spoiler
yeah,
alert:
she's on
they get
that.
stalked in that show.
We just she watching from the start, season 1.
No, I don't know what season she's on,
Oh.
but yeah.
And she just did a thing for, actually it was for WWE documentaries. I took her down to set, and she was playing Sasha Banks as a kid.
Oh,
And it's just like cutaways,
right.
like her sitting in the living room watching wrestling, watching
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero and all that. And but yeah, it was just kind of cool to like her to be a little footstep in my
Yeah.
world.
She is.
Really
Well,
cool.
she is. She's got that bug, dancing, acting,
Yeah.
singing.
Oh yeah.
Does she enjoy Does she enjoy the product of the wrestling product?
I cannot get her to like focus and watch it,
Tell
But
me
she-
about it.
but she has a blast coming and watching me.
Right.
Like she'll come to my shows and cheer, do but like to sit at home and watch the product, she's not. Like she'd rather watch like the less quality footage from my shows,
Yeah.
but to watch Dad
Yeah,
rather
watch
than
Dad.
watch wrestling, or watch, because I even tried to put on the female matches for her and see if that intrigues her at all.
No,
Not really. That attention span goes real quick.
those kids, they don't have attention span anymore. Those children.
It's all these devices.
Oh, it's sad. Your daughter. How old's your daughter? How old is she?
She'll be 10 in a couple weeks.
All right. So let's say down the line, she comes up to you and says, "Dad, I want to be a wrestler." There's a show right there. Dad, I want to be a wrestler.
Oh yeah, that is a show.
That is a good show, right? Let's do it. Dad, I want to be a wrestler. It sounds like a dumb question I'm going to ask you. But what are your initial thoughts? Are you going to say, yeah, let's go for it, kid? Or what's the deal?
Well, first has to happen is you better talk to your mother first. And then
It's true.
Let's go from there.
Yeah.
But if that was okay, then I would. I don't see her doing that. Like she standing by the ring, and I took a big bump. She like jumps and like runs away. Like
Yeah.
but in that scenario, I would definitely take her in the ring and kind of see where she stands. Like her posture, her bumping or rolling, all that stuff. I would just kind of see how it flows.
Yeah.
But I don't know how far I would take it.
Yeah.
Because I don't. The pain is real.
Yeah. For sure. I would find that hard to. I haven't had to experience that. The only thing my kids do are moonsaults off of everything. Anything,
Right onto you.
They try to, but I move. I roll out of the way. Screw it. I'm not taking it. No, because they're gymnasts, so they do backflips all the time. And I said, girls, can you do a backflip and just lay out and just land flat? And they're like, you like this, and they do it. And I was like, yep, just like that. So once they learned it was a wrestling move, and I showed them some moonsaults. I think I used Kurt Angle's because I always liked Kurt Angle's.
I was gonna say off the cage.
Yeah, and so now they'll do it off the couch. In the winter, they'll do it off our porch into snow that they've built. They do it on the trampoline all the time. I don't know. They're just, but they don't have the attention span either to watch the product. They do sometimes, but not as much.
Yeah, then I wonder, like, because I started watching when I was 4.
Yeah.
And like that had me hooked, man. Yeah. And so is it like is it the product? Is it the time? Is it the fact that there's all these other distractions nowadays.
I
like,
think there's all this other distraction in the world.
Yeah.
And,
Like the product isn't bad. It's
Right.
not like the 80s,
Right.
but I mean, that was a whole different. You didn't have all these other things. You didn't have a computer. You
No.
know what I mean? No cell phones. It was straight up dial up phone,
Yeah.
or the rotary dial,
Yeah.
and a TV.
Yeah. And you had to wait. You had to wait for things. So it was like if you
Yeah.
watched something, you had to wait a week for the continuation. And today you just binge watch.
Everyone wants everything right now.
Now. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
It was funny because we were watching something and I don't have like the premium service, so an
Right.
ad came on in the middle of a movie, and my whole family's like, "We don't have. What is this?" I'm like,
Commercials.
it's a commercial, dear. It's a commercial.
Exactly.
I actually still enjoy commercials. The little break in between something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of these streaming services though need to mix up their commercials. I think it's
Oh yeah.
might have been Hulu showed me the same commercial every time, and I'm just like, you got to mix it up. I can't watch Shaq do Papa John's again. I can't.
No, you know what they should? They should have a way for you to like select like different interests.
Yeah.
Kind of like you do when you like sign up for I don't know, like an email or account. Choose your interests, and then those ads can be based on your interests.
I'm sure they know my interests. They probably got that
I know,
all
right?
down somewhere. Sure, they got it.
All the mics around the house.
Yeah, exactly. I start talking about something, it shows up on my feed. It's just there. Oh man, great stuff. Anyways, Brandon, what we do at the end of every show, is I'm gonna give you the mic, and you can put yourself over. We talked about where you're gonna be. You can plug anything you want. Bury anyone. I don't care. The floor is yours.
All right. 3, 2, 1. It's Brandon Gatson here. I want you guys to go check out Peacock TV. Check out my daughter on the CWA's Dance Pop Revolution show. It's 3 episodes, came out last week to start off the premiere, and then there's 1 episode every Thursday for the next 6 weeks. You can check me out on my YouTube. Everything's pretty much Gat House. It's youtube.com/Gat House. My Instagram is GatHouse316. Funny fact, 316 isn't necessarily for Stone Cold. It's actually my wedding date, which then is for Stone Cold. My wife actually waited so we could have that date because he's one of the main reasons I started wrestling. And great about that is I will never forget my wedding date. So GatHouse316 at Instagram, Twitter is at GatHouse, and Facebook's at GatHouse. Check me out. I'm posting. I got a new site with pro wrestling tees. I got a couple new shirt designs up there. Go check them out. Purchase, support me if you can. And check me out. I keep everything updated. You guys just see where I'm going to be at. Hopefully I'll start traveling around soon, getting around. Love to get out by you.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Awesome. Great stuff. Phenomenal stuff. The wedding, 316. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, right? Yeah.
I'll never forget. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. You've been a pleasure to have on. You can come back anytime you want. Plug anything you want. Talk about anything you want. We took our forbidden door off. You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, awesome, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Have yourself a great night, and thanks for joining us.
You too. Take care, man.
Peace.
See you guys.
Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Job.
Good guy. Humble guy.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the mic. What's he do? Puts his daughter over. Well done. That's parenting 316.